Slow seasons and cold months don't kill home service businesses. The lack of preparation for them and the lack of execution during them to prepare yourself for when you're getting out of it is what actually kills home service businesses. Most owners run their business super aggressively during the busy months, spend their money like crazy, buy a bunch of equipment, whatever else, but then for some reason they've been alive for 20, 30, 40 years and don't really think about the fact that the seasons have always changed for the entirety of their lives, and they don't prepare for anything after that. And so then January hits and they start to panic because the tax bill comes, and then your revenue is also slowing down at the same time. So what do most guys do? They slash prices, they lay guys off, and then they just cross their fingers begging for the seasons to change a little bit earlier this year than they did in the past. Take it from me, I run $1 million plus, primarily seasonal business, and then I've also helped over 650 home service business owners in Home Service Accelerator from all over the US. We have guys in New York, we have guys in Colorado, we have guys in Seattle, we have guys in Minnesota. We have guys who run businesses that basically shut down for 3-4 months a year. And today in this video, we're gonna talk about how to navigate that properly, how to manage your cash a little bit more conservatively through that time, and then also cool ways to make a little bit more money and prepare yourself to get out of it. So let's dive in. And so to start, let's go over cash management. The reason why a guy who's been in a cold market, but has also been in business for like 5+ years, doesn't feel like he's stressing is because he quite simply has been through it multiple times. And so what happens when a business has been in business for 5 or 6 or 7 years or a decade or more is that owner has been through all of the seasons, they've been through all the challenges, and most likely if they've been in business for 5 years, they also have their books dialed in. And if you've noticed, one of the things I've talked about a lot more in these videos is having your accounting dialed in. You should be able to pretty accurately predict the fall off that will naturally happen in winter months, even if you're growing and you can outpace last year's winter months a little bit more. But what's crazy is I see so many of these businesses that are doing 20K a month, 50K a month, even 100K a month in sales, and they still don't have a bookkeeper that's able to predictably show them what they did last year in January and what they're predicting this year and what they did 2 years ago in January and how they grew there. Because a lot of these guys are looking at it in such a month-by-month basis that they're like, I was really busy in July, now I'm slow in January, what's going on? And they don't have historic data. But like for me in my own business, I don't compare November of 2025 to July of 2024. I compare November in 2025 to November in 2024 and see how we're tracking in those same months, because that gives me a lot more feel for how the seasonality and the rush comes in my business, as well as all of your businesses as well. Because the more you understand the seasonality in your business, the better you'll manage the cash flow. Guys are typically sitting on way more cash in the spring and summer rush in their home service businesses than they are in the winter time. And so what happens is people make way more aggressive purchases and they hire more aggressively than they probably need to, because they spend like the summer and spring rush are going to be sustained the entire year, and they don't. And so when you have a bookkeeper and you have it dialed in, you can understand what your true monthly burn rate is for your business. And then when you understand how much you're burning each month just to keep the doors open, and then you have all these little expenses and things that are variable based on the seasonality, you start to be able to predict actually how much money is going to be going in and out of the business. And so you don't just react when the cold months come, you actually have an understanding. A good rule of thumb for you if you're watching this video is if you don't have at least some lumps of cash in your business checking account at all times, and it's getting like really thin into the winter months, you are not managing your cash flow properly at all. The businesses that have been around and understand that the winter seasonality comes, they sit on cash a little bit more at that time and they weather the storm a little bit more, and then they get creative and they build systems and structures during those slower months because they're not as busy on site. And so that leads me to part 2. You know you're going to get some business in the slow months. Like most of you guys don't go to zero, but you do free up a little bit more of your time. But instead of being lazy and sitting on the couch eating bonbons all day, what the good operators do in cold climates when it's a little bit slower is that's when they dial in their systems, their processes, their marketing systems, and all of the other stuff in their business during that period so that it's ready for the spring rush. For a lot of you, slow seasons are the times that you can actually sit there and lock in and build all of these things that you've been putting off all year. Maybe it's stuff like a bookkeeper. Maybe it's stuff like a text message nurture campaign. Maybe it's doing something within your CRM that you know you've been needing to do for a while and you just have been putting off. Maybe it's hiring a back office role and you've been so busy in the spring and summer rush that the thought of training somebody is just so overwhelming then that if you do that in the winter, they'll be ready and trained when the spring and summer rush comes, and now all your problems are gone. And so for me, in the main city that I advertise in, around 30% of my total addressable market leaves during the summertime. It's a lot of what are called snowbirds in my market, and so naturally we have less people that will buy our services, even on the permanent lighting business, in that season. And so here's a few examples of what I did in the off season last year. I built our entire CRM and nurture flow for all of our book deployments. I'm talking like what we said in the text messages, what we say in the emails, how our system automatically sends prospects a calendar invite when they book an in-person estimate, how it comes from the assigned sales rep's email, all of that little stuff. I tore down like our entire system during the slow months this year and built it up and stress tested it and made it perfect so that when the busy season came, it cranked. Jack and I built an extensive training manual for all of our SOPs for the sales team for the permanent lighting brand and the ops and sales team for the temporary lighting brand as well. These are all projects that move our business forward and need to be done, but we have a lot more time to do it during our slow season than we do when it's balls to the wall. But what I've also seen in Home Service Accelerator for our cold weather customers as well is a lot of them tear down a lot of their marketing campaigns and a lot of their structure in their business, and a lot of new people join Home Service Accelerator during January, February, and March when it's still cold outside, and they start building their actual systems and processes during that month so that it's ready and they're not building it while they're doing fulfillment when the spring rush comes as well. And so if you want to join Home Service Accelerator, there's a link in the description. There's also a link in the comments, or you can just keep continuing to watch this actual channel, watch my stuff on Instagram, watch my stuff everywhere else, and start building the stuff that I talk about on here for free during your winter months so that it's actually ready in the summertime. And then the last part that you should do is try to find a way to actually find more work in the slow season. And so this is going to be largely trade dependent, but what a lot of you guys need to do is during the slow season, you might want to find an ancillary service to add to your business. I don't need you to start a second entirely different business, but I need you to maybe add a service or two that can get you through the slow months. The most popular one that we see is a lot of guys like pressure washers and window cleaners and businesses like that really get hit by the slow months in the wintertime. They add Christmas lights during November and December if they're in really snowy climates, because that can get them through a little bit during that time period. A lot of landscaping guys do snow plowing in the wintertime because the landscaping slows down, so then they build out a snow plowing division and things like that. I don't need you to recreate an entirely new business that's going to take away from you in the summertime and the springtime when you are busy with whatever business you're running, but I do think it is worth adding an ancillary trade or two to your existing offer. But the most important part is that you need to be able to cross-market your current book. So what I don't recommend doing, a one-off residential junk removal company doing Christmas lights because they might make a little bit more money during Christmas season, is not a good use of your time, because you're still going to be busy during the winter doing junk removal, and all you're going to be doing is robbing from Peter to pay Paul. The other side that you can do during the slow months is get way better at cold outbound sales on commercial opportunities. And so a good example for this is like when you're busy on the residential rush for your home service business when it's spring and summertime, a lot of you can sell what you do to commercial opportunities as well. Hotels and restaurants and a lot of these places still get their windows cleaned during the wintertime. A lot of these places still get landscaping done in the wintertime. Pools at commercial places still get serviced during the wintertime. And so whatever your trade is, whether it's remodeling or pressure washing or anything like that, you can find a lot of commercial opportunity that you can go cold outbound and build relationships with during the slow season that you typically don't have time to start nurturing those relationships with in the busy season. And so if I were you, even if these commercial opportunities or these realtors don't give you as much business during this time of year, what I would do is I would take the time during the slow season that you have and start outbound cold calling the top 100 realtors in your market and building the relationship. You could do donut and cookie drops to real estate agents in your market or real estate offices in your market that have, 10 to 15 of the top performing realtors working out of, and you can start building these relationships in the slow season because you don't have time to go drop this off in the summertime when you're packed. But I do want to preface, a good rule of thumb for when you're doing commercial or like cold outreach for people is give yourself a large volume number to hit. And if you're not going to hit that number, don't bother doing it at all. I don't want you to do donut and cookie drops. 5 different businesses don't give you the time of day. And then you're going to go, oh, this doesn't work. I don't want to do it anymore. What I want you to do is I want you to do something like, I'm going to do 100 of these and I'm going to give a $10 Krispy Kreme box to all 100. So I have $1,000 set aside for this cold outreach. And the goal is not to sell each one. It is to get through the 100. And when you get through 100 cold outreaches with dream whale commercial or real estate clients, I promise you, by the time you get through the 100, you will have landed a commercial client or 2 or 3 or 4 that will make that all worth it during the summer months. But what most guys do is they just focus on each individual drop and they get their morale crushed after they do 5 of them and no one starts writing them a blank check. And so in my opinion, that's the best things you can do in the wintertime is you can plan, you can build systems, and then you can outreach with people you don't do during the busy season. And if you do 1 or 2 or all of these 3 things, you'll have a massive leg up against your competition who just sits on their butt for the entire cold season and waits for it to get hot again and feels sorry for themselves. And so again, if you want help building some of these systems, you can join Home Service Accelerator Pro, or you can keep watching this channel, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.